How's it going, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Review It Weekly Show. I'm your host, James Fuller, and alongside me is my buddy, Bryant Evans. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about you, James?
I'm pretty good. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it's episode 2
It's
of the
a
Review It
podcast.
Weekly Show. It is a podcast, as you
It's a
just said.
podcast.
Good job. So excited, man. Are you excited?
Oh, yeah. I'm always excited.
First episode launched last week. Done, okay. Think it was a pretty good one. Talked about what we think should be the story for Grand Theft Auto 6. Thought it was a pretty good result, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I think it was, too. I think we had a good conversation.
Yeah. You know what's going to be even better, though?
Is it this week?
Yeah, it's going to be this week. Catching on real quick there, buddy. Before we get into it, we got a pretty good discussion planned up. But before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and just thank all 9 of you who watched episode 1 last week on the YouTube's channel. Thank you.
You guys are awesome.
You guys are the lifeblood. 10 years from now, when people look back and say, man, Review It was the greatest channel in YouTube history. Those 9 people, you should be proud of yourselves.
They can be like, yeah, we were the 9 of the original.
They were the 9.
The first ones to view the Review It Weekly podcast.
The first 9. I'm so proud of every one of you. You're amazing. You're my best friends already. But it's time to get into episode 2. So, Brian.
Episode 2.
What's our main topic of this week, Brian? We're not going to talk about it yet, but I want you to go ahead and tell us. What's our topic, huh?
We're going to be doing a little bit of a discussion about we watched, if you've been watching TV or on YouTube for the past couple days, the internet has been blown up by numerous different new movie trailers for the upcoming blockbusters of the summer.
Of the year, right?
Oh, yeah, of the year as well. Not only the summer, but also for the rest of the year.
Right. We got Suicide Squad.
Ooh.
Big release. Next big step in the DC universe, movie, whatever, Marvel knockoff, whatever you want to call it. We got Fantastic Beasts, which, we're not really going to talk about that one this episode, but I'll tell you more later on that one.
We got something special planned for that, but we'll inform you at the end of this podcast.
Exactly. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Out of the Shadows, which, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. And the best one of the week, we have Star Wars Rogue One.
Star Wars?
Oh, yeah, Star Wars.
Star Wars. Rogue One. Star Wars Rogue One.
Rogue One. Okay, enough of this tomfoolery. For those of you who are just now experiencing the Review It Weekly Show for the first time ever, if this is your first episode, first off, what I'm going to need you to do is go ahead and click subscribe up there on the YouTube channel.
Give it a thumbs
like
up.
the video, comment on it, do whatever you want, share it all over your Facebooks and your Tweeters and your Instagrams and whatever. But if you want a little bit of information on us first, the Review It Weekly Show is a discussion-based podcast where we talk about a lot of everything, but we also talk a lot about Let me just repeat. Let me rewind there for a second. Let me use my hidden time powers that I learned from Quantum Break. The Review It Weekly Show is a discussion-based podcast where we talk about a lot of everything, but we also talk about a lot of nothing. We like to jump around from topic to topic, kind of quick fire, and just, in a really crazy pace because we just like to do that. It's just fun. And we're going to commentate on a lot of cool stuff. Every week we have a main topic, but we also have weekly recaps where we talk about interesting stuff that happened in our lives. Whether you find it interesting or not, well, that's up to you, but we still tell you because we want to connect with our viewers because we like our viewers, right, Bryant?
I love my viewers.
Our viewers.
I love our viewers.
Yeah, good job, buddy. So, let's just go ahead and get into the weekly recap. Brian, tell me what's been interesting happening on in your week this week, buddy.
So, you bought GTA 5
yes, I
the
did.
Other day because you were discussing this that last week on last week's podcast. However, I went to GameStop the other day and I had all my money ready and I walked in there and they were sold out.
Oh, no.
So, I went to Walmart. And I was like, hey, Walmart, you guys gotta hook me up. And I went back there. And literally every slot was full except for GTA 5.
No way.
I'm still not able to get GTA 5 on Xbox One.
What a shame.
With that money that I was going to use for GTA 5, I ended up buying a pair of Recon 50X Turtle Beach headsets. So now I have a headset, a gaming headset, and I'm kind of excited because I've always wanted one, and I'm able to use it now. So there's that. But I still have to postpone my GTA 5 buying experience because Both Walmart and GameStop have been sold out.
Right, right, right. I love how official that headset sounds. Remind me what the name of it is.
Turtle Beach Recon 50X.
Turtle Beach Recon H50X.
50X.
50X. How are they? Are they good quality for what you
They're
paid?
they're pretty good. They were about $45.
Nice.
They were about 45. And I tried them out the other day. The sound quality from the game is very clear from what I've played so far. There is a bit of a ringing every now and then, but that might just be the game feedback or something like that.
Yeah.
However, I like them. They're pretty good. Paid $50 almost for them, and I got $50 worth of headset. So
Right.
I like it.
We gotta go check those out in the Division soon.
Oh yeah, when we play the Division online
The Doge Vision.
in the Doge Vision Dark Zone.
Yeah, the scariest place on the planet. Man, so you had a good week then in terms of games?
For gaming, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Naruto. Finished the story on that, and just leveled up to level 9 in the Doge Vision today.
Nice.
Nice.
You got about 14 more to hit me.
Yeah.
I think I'm like 23 or 24.
But I jumped 2 levels today, so hopefully I'm on a fast track to kind of catching up.
I think you'll get there soon.
Hopefully so.
Yeah.
What about you? What have you been doing in the gaming world, James?
Well, I finished Quantum Break.
Really? How was it? Was it really good?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh.
All I can say.
When I watched you play, you just seemed so interested in the game.
Oh yeah, sure. For those of you who are listening, there will be a Quantum Break final review going up tomorrow. And I will have one specific clip of gameplay in it because I feel like I have to share it. I'm not going to tell you anything about how I feel about the game. All I'm saying is you're going to want to watch it. If you like those old classic Review It rants from me, you're probably going to want to watch that Quantum Break review. So make sure to come back by tomorrow and check it out because it's a game. It's definitely a game. But, I'll get more into that tomorrow. Brian, do you got anything else happening to you this week?
Nothing much. Gonna try to, save up and get GTA 5 eventually. But until that day, I'll be stuck playing The Division and also playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare because
Call of Duty.
Because I'm good at that one. And I got a good score today. So,
Right. You know what you didn't get to do this week?
What's that, James?
We didn't watch Hateful Eight.
No, we still haven't watched Hateful Eight. It's sitting in the flippin' living room.
Yep.
And we haven't watched it. So,
Nope.
yeah, there's that.
Gonna watch it eventually. Viewers, make sure to keep us on track with that. If we haven't watched it by next week, just start bugging us with comments telling us to watch it.
However,
okay.
No spoilers. No spoilers. Don't
Please don't do that. We're getting this movie spoiled. We have to watch it tonight. We have to watch it.
Don't blow up the tweeter.
Because the moment this thing goes live, and all 9 of those people who watch it again, if any of them have seen The Hateful Eight, they're going to ruin it.
Please don't. Be our friend. Please.
Man, just don't do it. I'm going to be really, really upset. But, please don't. Please don't. We want to watch it. We love Tarantino. One more cool thing. And this is a trailer that we're not going to talk about with the rest of them in the main topic because those are all movie trailers, so this wouldn't really fit. The trailer for Gears of War 4 dropped.
Gears of War?
A few days ago. It's only like a minute, but it's pretty much just a strict pre-rendered cutscene. It's not even gameplay, but it's set to that really awesome Disturbed cover of The Sound of Silence. So
yes, it's great. And the cover, I've never really played Gears of War, and recently this past week, going back to gaming, we started playing co-op on the first one.
Yes,
and had a lot of fun with that. We made it into Bros of War.
That
might become a thing at some point. We just don't know yet. But
let's hope so.
However,
if I can get enough time to go through and censor every second of that thing, then yeah, sure, because it was hilarious. I mean,
Bros of War.
I mean, it was
Bro!
It was really funny, and we'd love to turn it into an actual series. Just kind of have to have the right equipment to record Xbox One footage because it's nowhere near as easy to record on that thing as it is on a PS4. Just saying.
But I say that because going back to it, seeing the trailer, I've never played it until I played it with you, and I like it. it just looks like a really cool trailer. It looks like a cool game.
Yeah.
Very pretty,
Yeah.
very high res, and it just looks pretty cool to me. I think it should be very interesting to see where the Gears of War goes.
Yeah, I'm super excited. After seeing that trailer, it's given me like a renewed interest in all the other ones because I never owned a 360, so Gears of War Ultimate Edition was kind of my first way to really play them. I did beat 1 and 2 on a friend's Xbox way back when they came out. But since then I've completely forgotten about the story, but I've been able to go and revisit them and I love it, man. I love those games. I can't wait for 4. And it's awesome because the main character in 4 has my initials exactly. I just have to brag about that for a second. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Coalition Studios, good job. Good on ya. Good on ya, mate.
Good on you, mate.
All right. Anything else? Anything else for you on our weekly recap?
I think that's it for the weekly recap. We can now move on to our topic of the week.
Topic of the week. We have 3 trailers to talk about. Originally we had 4, but some really awesome opportunity came up, so we're going to talk about Fantastic Beasts later. Let's move on to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Now, did you see the reboot from 2014?
Yes, actually I did.
Did you like it?
Okay, so as a little child, I used to watch one of 3 things, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And that was Star Wars. I had all the action figures.
Right.
I had G.I. Joe. I had all the action figures, the jets, the tanks, everything like that. And then I really loved Ninja Turtles. I had all the Ninja Turtles gear. I had Ninja Turtle sheets, Ninja Turtle pajamas. I had Ninja Turtle everything because I love the Ninja Turtles.
As did I.
Seeing, back in the day, watching the old school cartoon, not the old school cartoon, but kind of like the 2000, I guess, 4-ish revamp.
The one that kind of came on it was like Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
And it was on what was that channel? I think it was like
CW maybe?
Something like that. And I can't remember what it was. I just remember I know what you're talking about though, because they had Yu-Gi-Oh sometimes come on there.
Yeah, it's the CW.
It was the crazy Yu-Gi-Ohs, not the original one.
The 4Kids.
Yeah. Was that it?
That was the CW Saturday morning was called 4Kids.
That was the Saturday morning cartoon block then. Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool.
I used to love Ninja Turtles, and so watching Ninja Turtles and connecting with all the characters like Casey Jones, Splinter, all the, Krang and everybody.
Yeah.
The movie in, what was it, 14 that it came out?
Yes, 2014. August 2014.
It just didn't, I guess it kind of seemed like traditional Ninja Turtles, however, it didn't in the same way. It was kind of like they were really pushing for that blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
And there was explosions and Shredder had like forks and knives and all this weird stuff on him.
He was essentially Megatron.
Yeah, he was like a Megatron Sentinel looking
Cyborg.
dude. So,
yeah,
in the sense, it didn't really seem like Ninja Turtles to me. It seemed like it was trying too hard to be something that it wasn't. And, the movie was okay. I probably would have given it like a 3 out of 5, maybe.
Right.
But, seeing that back then, it just didn't really do much for me, being such a big fan as a little kid of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I think that it was stupid. But, of course, even me being a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan when I was little, it was still stupid back then. It's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just that I grew up, so it's not as awesome or not as intense as it was being a kid. But I did like the 2014 movie. I think that it does have Michael Bay stamped all over it, even though he didn't direct it. That movie was made by him. He ran most of that stuff going on in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And the plot, or at least the final sequence of the movie was ripped straight from Amazing Spider-Man 1, and it was incredibly obvious. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 looks like the Avengers. Like, seeing the aliens and stuff coming out of the sky, it looks like the Avengers. So, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the movie's going to be good. At least they have Bebop and Rocksteady. I'm excited for that. Even with Seamus playing Rocksteady.
Fellas!
Yeah. Please have him do that.
Rocksteady.
If Rocksteady, Seamus as Rocksteady, if he yells "fella" at some point, that movie's like an A, 100, 100, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, would watch again, whatever. But this one looks like it's going to be the Avengers, kind of, with Ninja Turtles instead of superheroes. So, I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. The trailer looked fun. It had a lot of cool moments. It had a lot of funny moments of the turtles being turtles. I'm excited to see them potentially have the ability to go out and fit in with humans, even though it's another situation of the trailer giving away too much. So you remember in the trailer there was the part where they found some kind of purple goo or something, ooze,
and it turns them back into humans, but that's supposed to be a big thing, and they immediately tell you in the trailer that's what it does.
Yeah, I mean, why not save that and have people be blown away in the movie theater? I don't understand the advantage of showing that. I don't understand why a lot of movie trailers nowadays have become condensed versions of a movie rather than, brief little bits of information to get you excited.
I agree. It's just kind of like I don't know, man. I mean, it looks okay. I mean, it looks like something that you can take your family to. Oh, Ninja Turtles, and everything like that. But I don't know. It just didn't. It didn't look good to me in a sense. It just looks okay. I mean, you got Bebop and Rocksteady. That's great. Classic characters from Ninja
and Casey
Turtles.
Jones. Don't forget Casey Jones.
And Casey Jones, one of my favorites from the originals. But even then, it just seems. It doesn't seem like they're pushing so hard in this movie as they were the first one. But, like I said, I think it'll be okay. I don't think it'll be a great movie. I think it'll definitely be better than the first one, I think.
Well, at least this time around, they're not going to try, and they're not going to go most of the movie planning for them to be aliens from a world of turtles.
Yes.
You know about that, right? About how when the 2014 movie was first revealed, they were going to be aliens, and it was going to be just called Ninja Turtles, not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
And they were going to be from a planet of turtles, of alien turtles that all know kung fu.
Just because, just because.
Yeah. Well, at least they're not doing that this time around. At least now they know from the beginning what they're making, so we don't have to worry about it switching, and we may not have to worry about reshoots because the movie comes out in like 3 weeks. Yeah. It comes out soon. So hopefully it's good. I'm actually more excited for the video game that's coming out in late May. You know about this?
Yeah, the video game based off the movie.
Well, it's not even based off the movie. No, it's based off the comics. It's got like the original comic writer. Yeah, and it's 4-player online co-op. So it's kind of
like the NES Ninja Turtles.
Kind of, yeah. But it's 4-player co-op, online only, Ninja Turtles, hack and slash combat, kind of similar to some of the PS2 games, I think. And it has the look and feel of the old comics, of the IDW comics, and it has one of the writers, I believe. So it's not even full price. It's not $60. I think it's like $40. So we may have a game that we need to play. Suicide Squad coming out in August. Suicide Squad. What you think about this one?
Okay, so my thing about this movie, I will admit I am a Marvel fanboy. I like Marvel better than DC. That makes two of us. That's my opinion. However, I've never been excited for a DC movie as much as I am excited for this movie. This movie looks like it's going to be a just blockbuster, hilarious hit. It looks so good. And, I will say this, and I'm not saying this to jump to conclusions or whatever, because I know a lot of people have already had some stuff with this, but I'm not concerned with Jared Leto's Joker. I think he's going to do fine. I think he's doing really well being in character and whatnot through just months of everything. I just hearing the laugh at the beginning, it sounds a little too, I don't know, it just kind of bugged me. I don't know why. Just the Joker laugh at the beginning when it shows the Warner Brothers logo. But I'm not going to be too nitpicky. It's going to be his own spin on the Joker, and that's good. It's good to have not just the same person trying to be someone else. It's good to have someone who's their own person. Yeah. And I am really excited to see this movie. All the characters look like they mesh together. I love Harley Quinn in this movie, dude. Margot Robbie is doing a fantastic job as her. Just in all the and all the little trailers and little clips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She seems like she fits, and she
Yeah.
seems like she does a very good job depicting the psycho Harley Quinn, because she has all the little jokes and little like nudges at everybody and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and I really like it. And then you got Will Smith as it's not Deadshot, is
Deadshot.
it Deadeye? Oh, it is Deadshot. Okay,
Wait, yeah, he's Deadshot. Yeah, he's Deadshot.
okay, but everyone who they've picked for this movie looks and acts like they should,
Yeah.
and I'm really impressed with it. Honestly, I mean, again, I'm not a big DC person. However, I'm really excited to see this movie.
Yeah, I'm pumped too. You haven't seen Batman v Superman.
No, I still have not seen Batman v Superman.
I saw it whenever the day it came out, and I liked it, and I went into it thinking it was going to be trash, and to an extent it was, but it wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be. So it did get me a little bit more excited for this DC universe. I do think that it is very obvious how bad they want to catch up to Marvel, and I think that's going to be the downfall of this whole thing in the long run. But I have to give them points for effort when it comes to Suicide Squad because the movie looks great. I don't know if it's going to be that way. I don't know if the final product is going to be as funny as the two trailers have been. But if it's anywhere near as entertaining as those two trailers, it's going to be a great movie. And it's going to be a great part of the DC universe. I can't wait to see all these different characters come into it. I'm more excited for this than I was for BVS. I'm more excited for Suicide Squad than I am for any other DC movie, with the exception of the Ben Affleck solo Batman movie, which was just announced. But yeah, it looks great. I'm excited to see Jared Leto's Joker. I've seen him in other movies. I know how good of an actor he is. I agree with you on Margot Robbie. She is awesome. She was great in Wolf of Wall Street. That was probably my favorite movie from 2013. So yeah, she's great. She's a great pick for Harley Quinn. Will Smith, while I will admit it's a little weird seeing Will Smith play the bad guy, I guess the way that they portray the bad guys in this movie makes it okay, acceptable. Some of the other actors, Jai Courtney, which I really wish he'd just go away. Honestly, I've seen him in too many movies at this point, and he has failed to impress me on any level. Joel Kinnaman, who was RoboCop in the reboot from a couple years ago, he's okay. I've only seen him in RoboCop, so I don't know how he's going to be in this movie. Other than that, it's just a lot of like newer people. People I haven't really seen anything else. So I hope it's good. I really hope it's good. We know a guy who's super pumped for all the DC movies because he's a DC fanboy.
You may have seen him in our WWE predictions and WrestleMania discussions.
Right.
Shelly, our special
Shelley.
guest.
Yeah, Shelley. He's a big DC guy. And he will fight to the death over DC all the time. Basically, anytime we bring up DC, he's going to die hard defending it.
I was going to say, it's usually with us.
yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but I know he's super excited, and I hope it's good. I hope that this DC Universe thing takes off so that he can enjoy it. He can finally, I guess, somewhat rub it in our face about Marvel not being as good as DC, which, we'll see. In about 5 years, we'll see which one is the better one. So, I hope it's good. I really hope it's good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it looks great. It honestly does. It looks fantastic, and I think it is going to be. Unless they've pretty much just shown the movie in the trailer, and I'm sure they haven't. Apparently, there's going to be someone else that's a big villain that hasn't been announced yet. That's going to be in the movie. I know Batman's in it. That's no spoiler. He's in the trailers and everything like that.
Right.
But it looks fantastic. Again, I'm not worried about Leto being the Joker. I guess I'm interested to see what happens and how things play out with him being the Joker.
Yeah, and I'll admit I was one of those people that when the first image of him being revealed with all the tattoos and stuff, I was one of the people who was like, "Oh no thanks, don't do that." But I don't know, seeing it in the trailers and stuff, it looks better. It's, I guess, because you don't see him as much with all the tattoos and crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We haven't seen the movie, and I just hope it's good. I really hope it's good because it looks good.
Yeah, and again, the only thing that I don't even know why it irks me so much, but it's just the laugh at the beginning of the trailer. It just seems kind of weird. I don't know.
Well, it started out fine. It was the wheezing type sound he made at the end that was
yeah. That's what I was kind of thinking about was, but I mean, it just, again, it's his own play on the person, and I think it just depends on how he portrays it. And I think the movie's going to be perfectly fine. I think it's going to be a good movie.
Right. Well, let's hope so.
I'm super excited.
All right. Next trailer. That's not Fantastic Beasts.
The one that you are most excited for.
Oh my God, yes. I actually did a trailer review on this. The moment I saw it, I had to get up and go to work like 20 minutes after I filmed it and uploaded it. So that probably explains why I was not as enthusiastic in the video. Star Wars Rogue One.
Star Wars Rogue One. A Star Wars story.
Super, 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 super excited. I can't freaking wait. Man, this is... Good Lord. Like,
So
just the idea of getting a Star Wars movie every year, even when they're not all episodic, I don't know how to react to it, honestly. It's crazy. We go from not having a Star Wars movie in 10 years to getting one every year. And it's like off the bat, ready to go.
Yeah, I think it's great that we get all the Star Wars movies. And I think since this is your baby in sorts, I think you should start off the discussion on Rogue One.
Where do I even freaking start here? I mean, it looks like Star Wars. Now, Episode 7, I love. It's my favorite Star Wars movie. I won't say it's the best one. Like, there's a difference between my favorite and what is the best one, you know? As in, my favorite is, if I have all 7 of them sitting in front of me, I'm going to pick to watch Force Awakens because it's the beginning of a brand new story. I don't know how all the plot threads tie up. Yeah, sure, it is very similar to A New Hope. I can side with that argument, but I don't see it as a problem. I really don't. I see it as a good thing in a way because believe it or not, there are a lot of kids who have not seen Star Wars. Like, where you and I work right now, it's an ice cream shop here in Troy, and there have been a lot around the time that the movie came out. We changed our vanilla and chocolate ice cream. Like, we have a wall that kind of has all our flavors on it. I know this is a big like diverging point from Star Wars, but this is just to give an idea of how important Episode 7 was, even though it was very similar to Episode 4. When the movie was about to come out, we changed the flavors of vanilla and chocolate. We labeled them as the light side and the dark side, right? I cannot tell you how many people came in there and didn't get it. Like, just didn't understand. Even when we put lightsabers by it, there were a lot of people who just didn't understand. And I had to explain it was Star Wars. And a lot of people would say, oh, I've never seen Star Wars. Oh, I don't watch Star Wars. And these were people that were kids, middle-aged, even some older folks came in there and just had never seen it. So I feel like Episode 7 kind of going back and retelling Episode 4 in a way with new characters, it brought in a lot of younger folks and new people into Star Wars. Like, let's think about how Star Wars went from being something that only hardcore fans talked about to now being something that is on a lot of people's minds, you know? So I think it's a good thing. Some people see that as a bad thing, that now Star Wars has become super mainstream, but I think it's a good thing, honestly. Episode 7 does have its flaws, and I can fully stand by that, but it is my favorite in terms of what it's done for the series as a whole, and the fact that it now has so many of these plot threads that we can think about and wonder about for the next, 4 or 5 years before Episode 9 comes out. But as for Rogue One, I'm so excited for this because now it's taking the Star Wars canon that existed before Episode 7, as in before Disney bought LucasArts and all that stuff. There were thousands of books, comics, short stories, things like that explain the canon of Star Wars. When Disney bought that and said, okay, we're going to make an Episode 7, there was no way possible that they would have been able to make Episode 7 without contradicting stuff that had happened before. So they had to reset the canon. And I feel like that was a great move because now they get to rebuild it through various different ways, and they can actually help people get into it now in an even better way. You see what I'm saying? Yeah,
I totally agree. And, it's got a whole lot of new characters that no one's seen before.
Yeah. And people we've never learned about. I mean, we see some familiar faces, of course, but the main characters, never seen those before. The stormtroopers. There are certain stormtroopers in here that they have that black armor and
they look like dark troopers, but never in a different way.
Yeah, never seen those before. There are people on the planets that are wearing armor and weapons and things like that we've never seen before. And I'm so excited to see a movie that's going to bridge that gap between prequel trilogy and original trilogy. Man, I'm so excited for this. And not only that, it just looks good. It looks like Star Wars. It looks like there are models, that there are it's keeping that practical effect focus that episode 7 had. And I think it's even more of a big deal this time around, honestly, because it just looks so good. And the way that these things are shot, that final shot of seeing the AT-AT shooting down at the rebels.
Oh, it's great.
Oh
it's
my
so
god,
good looking.
it is beautiful. And seeing the Death Star again, even though we've seen like 10 Death Stars at this point, seeing the original one
Back
light
again.
up. Good Lord, I can't.
You finally get to see what that little divot is, that little circle divot is, instead of it just being the laser.
Yeah.
Because it was
we
like
can
moving
actually-
in and out in the trailer. It was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, we get to see more of it. This is easily, I mean, it was already my most anticipated movie of the year, but now it's skyrocketed. Like, I don't think any other movie coming out this year can touch Rogue One in terms of my excitement. And if Rogue One isn't that good, well, I'll be bummed out. But at this point, it looks like the best movie of the year.
Yeah, I agree. And perhaps, I don't know, maybe not best movie of the year, but at least one of the highest contenders, probably at least top 3.
Right.
There's still more to be seen, however, so I won't really, say it's going to be the best this year, but
Yeah.
I will agree, it does look very awesome. And I kind of want to talk about something about Star Wars, and I've been thinking about Star Wars for the past couple of days now. I've been thinking about how Episode 7, they went back to using real things, like real props, just like the originals. And I think that's what made the originals so good, was that it had a real sense, because it kind of was.
Yeah.
It had real aesthetics and everything.
You feel like you were actually there. Like, when these things are being built, you feel like you're seeing them in real life. I don't know where this whole notion of CGI came from, and people thinking that CGI made something look better. It doesn't. I mean, it's cheaper, but practical is always better.
You think about Ninja Turtles too. It didn't make Ninja Turtles look better, that's for sure. But
no, definitely not.
What I'm getting at is, Rogue One, they're starting to do that thing again where Star Wars is starting to use real props and using real things, and I think that makes it look 10 times. It looks 10 times better with those things in it.
Yeah.
And you go back to what I've been really thinking about. I've been thinking about them using all the real props and everything, and thinking about the prequels, and what made the prequels so not as great as the original trilogy. Because I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with the prequels.
Countless problems.
Like, one of the biggest things that annoyed me, and I think Episode 3 is my favorite Star Wars movie, and I know that's going to get a lot of flack and whatnot, however.
I don't think so. Episode 3 was fine. It was a fine
It was
movie.
the best out of the prequels, that's for sure.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, there's no debate about that. Episode 3 was a good movie. It just wasn't a great Star Wars movie. It was a good movie.
It's a good movie, however, not
a great Star Wars movie.
Not the most fantastic Star Wars movie. But
right.
You go back to things like, I don't know, it was just, I don't even know why I thought about it, but I was just sitting there the other day, and all these things came back from documentaries and stuff I've seen over the years, and I kind of realized that using those real set pieces and using that real prosthetic and everything, it makes the movie look 10 times better. And you go back to Episode 3. Episode 3 was one of the ones that really, really I started thinking about. When Ewan McGregor, he had to just stand in the middle of a blue room, and they were like, "There's General Grievous. Act surprised, act shocked." And you see Grievous open up his 4 arms and start spinning the blades. A normal person would be terrified by that.
Yeah, definitely.
Or at least would have shown some reaction. And Ewan McGregor couldn't react to it because there was nothing to react to.
Right.
You get to the point, I think, with that the prequels really messed up on. I'm not saying that if they had used props and whatnot, that the movie would have been better. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it seemed a little odd that, I mean, I like Ewan McGregor as an actor, and for him not to be able to act to anything because there's nothing there for him to react to, and that's how all 3 of the prequels were. They were all blue screen, green screen, CGI everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just kind of I feel like that's a big contribution to why the prequels were not as good as the original trilogy and Episode 7. Sure, Episode 7 had CGI, but they also had all those real set pieces that gave the movie life. I think it kind of popped,
Yeah, yeah.
like it just
And
made it look good.
it's one of those things where the practical, not only does it make the movie look better, it also kind of helps with when you're on planets like Tatooine or Jakku. It really helps sell that dusty middle out in the middle of nowhere look, with
Yeah,
those with the actual props. But with CGI,
because
if
half
you
the time they were out in the middle of nowhere
yeah,
filming
yeah.
those
But see, if
things.
they use CGI and they had to like put dirt and stuff on the little on the little speeders and things like that, it just doesn't look right. It doesn't mesh very well.
Yeah,
The practical is always the way to go, and I think that 2015 showed us that with Mad Max, Fury Road, and Star Wars. Those movies kind of really hit home about the practical effects.
yes.
And
Hats off to Mad Max, dude. They
good
had
lord,
some.
yeah,
They had some cinematic masterpiece parts in that movie where
yeah,
everything was blowing up and it was actual explosions. It wasn't
yeah,
CGI.
yeah,
It. I was fairly impressed with Mad Max.
yeah. And I'm man, I'm so excited for Rogue One. I'm worried that I'm gonna get too excited and then it's not gonna be as good as it should be. But see, the thing is, for Episode 7, I had the same feeling. I got beyond excited, and I walked in thinking it was gonna be the best movie ever, and I walked out with a giant smile on my face, knowing that I had just seen what was my favorite Star Wars movie. Maybe not the best one, but it was my favorite. Um, and I think Rogue One's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be fantastic. And I know that my dad is super pumped to see this one because he saw episode 4 when it came out. And his favorite moment, he always tells me, every time we talk about Star Wars, he tells me his favorite moment was the trench run. Like that whole scene was the final spaceship scene when Luke and the rebels attack the Death Star in episode 4. And
When they
so,
shoot a proton torpedo only through a hole that's only 2 meters wide.
right, and then use the force to make that proton torpedo actually go into the hole. But when I told him about this movie, his face lit up. He was so excited to finally see a movie about that didn't focus on Jedi, and focused on pilots that were stealing the Death Star plans. That to me is such a great idea, and I can't wait to see it. I think this movie is going to blow everything else out of the water for the year.
And they you never really got any story from in between 3 and 4.
Yeah,
It starts off on that blockade runner with all the rebel troops ready to be blockaded, and you don't really understand what's going on. I
right.
mean, sure they hint, bring me the passengers, I want them alive. They have the Death Star plans. It's like, oh well, how'd they get that? And then now, finally, in 2016, you finally get to see it, and I think it's going to be a really interesting thing. I think it's going to be really cool to see what they do with this story. All the characters look great, even the ones that I don't know who they are. There's a
Yeah,
lot of people who look really interesting,
yeah,
and I think alongside Suicide Squad and other movies like that, I think that's those two are the most exciting movies, or the best movies that I'm excited for.
right,
And
right.
I'm really excited to see Rogue One. I'm glad we get another Star Wars movie in between each one. And
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's going to be good. I think I'm really excited to see where they go with the story.
right. Um, Okay, well, that's all I really have to say about Rogue One. I'm super excited. I'm sure we'll talk about it more throughout the year because there will probably be another trailer that will come out. I kind of wish there wouldn't be. I kind of wish this would be it and we would just have this to think about till December. But there will be another one, at least one more.
Yeah, you got to
Um,
put out some more.
yeah, and there will probably be another one that'll be a little bit more story to it. I don't think they'll keep this one a secret because we all know the general plot line. Um, So I think we'll probably get one more and probably a dozen TV spots just like Force Awakens had. Um, but we'll definitely talk more about Rogue One later in the year, and same for Suicide Squad and maybe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know. It depends on how bad it is or how good it is. Who knows?
And if you haven't seen Star Wars,
What are you
go
doing with your
educate
life?
yourself, please. It's
Yeah,
very good.
they're
Just,
wonderful.
take some time out. We got to take
Seriously.
time out to go see Hateful Eight, so you do the
Yeah,
same with Star Wars if you haven't seen it.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so for Fantastic Beasts, here's the deal. We were going to talk about it in this episode. That was the original plan. However, we've decided to kind of collaborate a bit with my good friend Kelly, who started Review It with me way back in 2014. She has her own booktube channel now, Kelly's Book Spill, which is actually doing pretty well. She's got like 4,000, 5,000 subs, I think.
Holy cow.
Way more than our 58. But no jealousy here, no hard feelings, Kelly. You're awesome. That's cool. You go be
Shameless
successful.
plug and
it's
all,
cool.
you know.
Shameless plug from a channel that doesn't need it. Anyway, so we are going to collaborate with her and talk about Fantastic Beasts. She put up her own video on Fantastic Beasts, so if you haven't seen it, I will put the link somewhere in this video. You can go watch it. But this weekend, we are going to talk about it with her on this channel and on hers. It'll kind of be on both things, and it'll be an audio talk just like this. And that way, we'll kind of be able to talk about it with someone who is who's gotten like re-caught up with Harry Potter recently, because she does the book reading all the time. So I'm sure she's read those books again recently, more than likely, or at least she's read them more recently than Bryant or I have, because I haven't seen a Harry Potter movie since Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out.
Yeah, I haven't seen them since they were out, man. It's been a
while.
while.
I love them, and I want to watch them again desperately, and I think we're going to. I think we do have a lot of other collaborations we're planning with Kelly that we're going to do throughout the year, some being Harry Potter stuff, some being some other crazy, wacky stuff that she's thought about. But we will do more throughout the year because, she started Review It with me, so it's kind of cool every now and then to go back and team up with her for something.
And I'm excited to do the post podcast show with Kelly and maybe some other special guests later on and everything like that.
Yeah, it'll be great. We can get a view from someone who's really caught up and all that stuff. So it'll be fun. We'll have it up this weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday, I would imagine. Just kind of depending on her schedule and when she can fit it in. But it's gonna be cool, and it'll kind of be like weekly show part 2.5 or something. It'll be just a post show type video. It'll be shorter. It'll be about maybe 10 to 15 minutes, if that, and it'll just be really fun. So that's where our talk about Fantastic Beasts will be. If you got onto this video expecting to hear it, very sorry. Just make sure to tune in this weekend. Don't forget, also doing a Quantum Break review tomorrow. It's going to be something. It's going to be some kind of review. It's going to be fun, I think. I'm going to have fun filming it, personally. Bryant, what you doing over the next week?
Probably more Xbox work, working with you, watching things with you, playing games with you, Bros of War, stuff like that. The works.
Works. Don't forget, Review It Weekly Podcast comes up. We usually film on Tuesdays. This week we had to delay it till Thursday, so this one's going up really late. It's probably gonna go up tomorrow morning if I can't finish it, in time for tonight, because we're at like 50 minutes. But it will probably be up either Thursday night or Friday morning, one of the two. But sorry it was late this week. We will make sure to be on time next week. We've already got our topic picked out. Won't tell you what it is, but we've already got it picked out. And it will be up next Thursday. I guarantee it. It's going to be a good one, just like this one. Hopefully we have 18 people come watch this one. And then maybe next week it'll be, 36 people. And then after that, it'll just keep doubling. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it, Bryant?
I just realized you couldn't see my face. I made a shocked face, and then I just realized that it's an audio podcast. So there's that.
You gotta think
but
about this stuff.
I'm excited for the upcoming next week's podcast and also the post show with Kelly and everything.
Show.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be fun. Make sure to come back. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video. Share it with your buddy. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, all of those things. The works. Send it wherever you need to go to send it to fun people who are going to like this show. You can also check the show out on SoundCloud. I'll make sure to put the link for that somewhere in here, whether it's the description or whether it's plastered across the front of this video screen in front of your face. Who knows? But make sure to go there. You can download the podcast and take it with you wherever you want. So, Bryant, you got anything else to say before we run out of here?
Oh boy! How's it going, folks? It's me, Mickey Mouse. Say, you should like and subscribe, and also check out our post show, and also come back next week and see our new show. And also, start watching Star Wars because I own it now, and you better watch it. Bye!
Thanks, Mickey. Bryant?
Yeah, when did Mickey Mouse get in here?
I don't know, dude. You need to keep control over your microphone.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye!